Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the South Carolina Gamecocks Dynasty here on EA Sports College Football 25 is here. We stay at home and our revenge tour from last season continues. We got another game in SEC play against a team we lost to last year. It's the 6-2 and 3-2 South Carolina Gamecocks playing host to the 4-4 and 0-4 Auburn Tigers, the national champions from 2 years ago. But a lot has changed for these Auburn Tigers, including going winless thus far in SEC play. You know they're hungry for their first conference win of the season, but we're hungry to continue this stretch of good football play as we're underway here in Columbia, South Carolina. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Dynasty Mode content. It'll be the offense out first, coming off an absolute high-scoring game against the Arkansas Razorbacks last week. We'll see if they can continue that momentum against a very good Auburn defense. They'll start with a run, and they'll run into arguably one of the best linebacker cores in the country as Quincy Clinton made the first play, and on the next play, this one was jarred free by the cornerback Ty Funchess. It's an early third down here for the Gamecocks. Kilgo steps up to throw, and he finds Pat Cameron on a beautiful curl route. Fools the secondary. Pat Cameron's really stepped up as a phenomenal receiver this year, and he moves the chains first. Here's a first down throw to Thomas Bono, who gains 8. You can see the numbers for Kilgo last week. 432 yards, 6 total touchdowns. SEC Offensive Player of the Week. 2nd and 2, throws it downfield. Has Gallegos, who can't hold on for the contact. That's going to set up a third down for South Carolina, who will pick up their first down off the legs of the senior Dora, who over 600 yards rushing this season. 1st and 10 now, looking for a deep ball. It's Pat Cameron, and he gets behind the defense, and he's going to go for a touchdown. Big play early as South Carolina scores, and right when I was talking about Pat Cameron, he comes up clutch here, and he gives the Gamecocks a 7-0 lead as out comes the Auburn offense led by junior quarterback, the lefty, Matthew Shepley. Will take over his own 14, starting off with a handoff for Kiki Ybarra. The junior, who's averaging 4.5 yards per carry, will get 2 on his first. 2nd and 8 to go back to Ybarra, and he's going to be in the backfield. Beautiful play by the nickel quarter, Nate McCaleb, who comes down and makes it. And now it's a 3rd and 11, and Shepley's going to be sacked. Andy Everett, Caleb Cottrell, and Angel Casey meet in the backfield. That's a 3-and-out for Auburn. Next drive for South Carolina to get good field position here. It's 2nd and 11, but now Kilgo's going to go down. Daryl Countess off the play fake, sacks him. The impact defensive end for Auburn. Now it's 3rd and 19. Kilgo looking to throw. Looks left side into double coverage. Gallegos can't hold on. That'll be a punt for South Carolina. Second drive here for Auburn. An early 3rd down. It's going to be a nice connection here. But the play will not count. It's going to be coming back on a holding call. Hard to tell it is, but it's against the right side. And it's actually against Dylan Yoder, the senior right tackle. So instead of a first down, it's 3rd and 16. Shepley in his own end zone just dumps it off for Ben DeBeer. And that'll be a punt for Auburn. Good defensive play. And again, South Carolina gets good field position. Starting off the second straight drive in Auburn territory. Here's a 9-yard connection to Terrell Benshaw for his first grab of the day. 2nd and 1, handoff to Dora, who will just get a first down before dragged down. 3 carries, 6 yards for Dora. Another tough start for him. He gets the first down on 1st and 10. It's downfield for Gallegos, who drops it again. Trying to connect on the bootleg, and thus far they have not been able to. So 2nd down, short throw for Dora, who gains 4. And now it's a 3rd and 6. Kilgo rolls to his right, fires downfield, and he's intercepted. Picked off by Willie Bruner, and that's the 4th interception of the season for Kilgo. Got too greedy there. Should have just taken the check down and settled for a field goal, but instead it's 7-0 South Carolina, who've dominated so far in this game, but the points do not show it. The defense has played great. The offense has had 2 drives start off in Auburn territory, and both those drives have ended up in no points. You start the second quarter, 3rd and 9, and it's going to be, he actually avoids a sack, but it's a throwaway. So it's actually going to be another punt for Auburn. The defense playing well thus far. Next drive for the Gamecock offense at their own 45. Here's a throw right side that's airmailed. There's actually a flag down the backfield. Daryl Countess came late around the edge. They're going to get a roughing of the passer against him, so that'll be a big 15-yard penalty. That puts South Carolina now at the 40 of Auburn. 1st and 10 handoff for Dora, who gains 3 up the middle. Still been a tough day for him. And now it's 3rd and 7. Kilgo takes the snap. He steps up, tucks it to run, and he will pick up the first down with his legs. Kilgo hasn't been able to get as mobile as I would have liked this season, but he gets a nice first down there. So now at the 26, bouncing outside is Todia, his first carry of the day. But his first carry will not count as there's going to be a holding call against Ring, the right tackle for South Carolina, as the redshirt freshman will back us up. Now a 3rd and 15. Kilgo takes it. It's a blitz from Auburn. He's sacked, and he puts the football on the ground and is picked up by Auburn. They brought the linebackers untouched, and Kilgo fumbles. So another turnover, and that's 3 drives in Auburn territory now that have come away with no points. Fortunately for us, the defense again settles down and forces a 3-and-out. Only 4 yards passing for Shepley today. So the defense is doing all they can. The offense is just shooting themselves in the foot, as here's a loss of 3. Quincy Clinton, the former 5-star from Decatur, Alabama, making the play. 3rd and 8 now, bringing a man closer into the formation. It's a screen for Dora, and Dora will pick up the first down. We haven't seen many screens the past couple of weeks. Good to see it busted out there. It picks up a first, and again, we're in Auburn territory. Kilgo making some adjustments, fires right side. This one knocked away. It's the strong safety Brian Verrier with the deflection. 2nd and 10 now, back to the spread. Kilgo, quick pass to Gallegos, who holds on this time through the contact. Picks up 9 on his second grab of the day. Now a 3rd and 1, bunch to the right. Kilgo looks short. He's got Cameron, first down. 4 catches, 91 yards, and a touch for Cameron. As you can see, the quarterback numbers greatly in favor of Kilgo. Next throw is a quick strike to Gallegos for a gain of 8. 2nd and 2 now. Kilgo audibling to a run. It's Dora up the middle, and he'll pick up a first down. This is one of the better drives we've seen recently of South Carolina. We'll see if they can finish. Now it's a handoff to Todia up the middle, and he picks up 1. It's his first official carry. 3rd and 5 now. Kilgo in the pocket. Looks, throws right side. It's incomplete, but they will finally get points. As it's now 10-0 South Carolina as we've reached the 2-minute warning. Auburn with the chance to go down the field. They do get the football at the half, but on first down, it's a sack. Angel Casey with his 2nd of the day will bring down Shepley. They will hurry back to the line now, 2nd and 14, and Shepley dumps it off short. It's going to be caught, doesn't get out of bounds, and Auburn will continue to push the pace. They're not going to drain any clock. It's 3rd and 8 with a minute and a half to go. Shepley to throw. He's just going to dump it off short, and this will not get the first down. So South Carolina, they'll burn their first time out. You got a minute to play with. You might as well try. Kilgo first play is short, caught for McCord. Only a gain of 2. And now South Carolina will hurry back to the line, trying to preserve their 2 timeouts. Kilgo off the bootleg, rolls to his left, runs it himself, and he's tackled in bounds. So clock will continue to run. Now South Carolina will drain off about 20 seconds. As runner needs 20 to play, 3rd and 3. Kilgo throws it deep, and he's intercepted again for the 2nd time, and it's the 2nd one for Willie Bruner. And now Auburn's given a gift. 12 seconds to go in South Carolina territory. They're going to just take the 3 points from the left hash. This is Tyler Melton, and he will drill it. So South Carolina will take a 10-3 lead into half. And what should feel like a blowout for South Carolina thus far is only a 1-possession game. The defense has played incredible. Those 3 points even given up are hardly their fault. The offense has just been making too many mistakes. They only lead 10-3, and Auburn with a chance to go tie it coming out of the intermission. They'll start off their own 25 with a gift to Ybarra, who's put down hard after a gain of 7, his best run of the day. Only 6 for 12 for him. 2nd and 3, they go back to him, and this time he goes backwards. Earl Groupie in the backfield. Now a 3rd and 6. Shepley looks to throw, checks it down short, but Telfort is there. That's a 3-and-out for Auburn. Not what you needed if you're a Tiger fan. So South Carolina will get the football back, their first drive of the second half, and they again go with this comeback route, and finally it connects. Juan Gallegos goes low, makes the grab. He's got 4 for 43 today. Now the next play, 1st and 10. Kilgo is sacked. Beautiful spy by Doug Burks, the former 5-star from Noonan, Georgia. Loss of 1. Handoff now to Dora up the middle. A beautiful run by Dora. He's got 10 for 40 on the day. His best run thus far. South Carolina in Auburn territory. 1st and 10. Kilgo rolls to his right under some heavy pressure. Looks downfield, but he airmails it. As that one could have been a big game. 2nd and 10 now. 2 tight ends in the formation. Kilgo with a bubble screen, but this one's read nicely. Beautiful play there by the safety Henry Nicholson for his 2nd tackle of the day. Now a 3rd and 11. Kilgo drops back to throw. Fires across the middle. He's got Cameron, who beats his man in coverage. Cameron's been just amazing these past 2 weeks. So now out to the 12, handoff for Todia, up the middle. Todia puts it on the ground, and it's picked up by Auburn. Another turnover in Auburn territory. 4 drives into their side of the field, and 4 of those drives have come up empty. Just cannot have that happen, but on third down, it's a 3 and out as Casey gets his 3rd sack of the day. The defense is putting in overtime today. The offense just has to finish these drives. Here's another one on Auburn's side of the field, but it's going to be a quick pass that's incomplete. 2nd and 10 now. Play fake. Kilgo under some pressure. Just gets rid of it. Lives to fight another day as it's now 3rd and 10. Kilgo drops back to throw. Wants the deep ball. Looking for Gallegos who beats his man. And that's going to be a touchdown. If you want a touchdown for South Carolina today, it's going to have to be the big play. 2nd deep ball connects. This time to Gallegos. As Kilgo and Dora celebrate, it's now 17-3. 14-point lead. Now Auburn's got to be feeling the pressure. As here's a nice run by Shepley, but it will not count. Rich Freeman, the Army transfer, is going to be called for the holding. And another good play wiped out. 3rd and 13 now as Shepley drops back to throw under some pressure. Chucks it down short, and South Carolina's all over it. Another punt as we head to the 4th quarter. South Carolina leading this one 17-3. As they've been able to put another touchdown together, Auburn has yet to find the end zone today. And they're running out of time. 3rd and 3 to begin the 4th quarter. South Carolina at the 13 of Auburn. They're just going to run it here. And Dora will get the 1st down. Playing it safe, I like it, and it works out. He's got 14 for 59 today. Now you got goal to go as far as you can be away from goal to go, though. As there's going to be a run of 4. 2nd and 6. Blitz. It's just going to be a short check down to Dora. I like the play. He picks up 4 more, and now it's 3rd and goal from the 2. We'll see what the play call is. They go to the air. Kilgo looks short, has Cameron, and it's a touchdown. 2nd time today, those connect, and now South Carolina has taken a big lead. They now lead at 24-3, and Auburn's running out of time. 10 minutes to go. Here they are on South Carolina's side of the field, though, putting something together. As a 1st down, short pass to Stacey Thomas. He's been quiet today. The only offensive player remaining from their national title team, and he's rarely touched the football. 2nd and 1 now. Shepley sacked by Cottrell. 5th sack of the day for the Gamecocks. And that erases all progress off the catch. Now it's 3rd and 11. As empty backfield, Shepley rolls to his right. Tries to throw it, hit from behind. It's incomplete. And now Auburn's going to go for it here. 4th and 11. Less than 9 minutes to go. Shepley to throw over the middle, and he's intercepted. Picked off by John Telfort, the Columbia native. Comes up with his first INT, and now South Carolina up by 21 with the football left. They're going to take it nice and slow as they get down to the 21 on 3rd down, handing it for Dora. Just going to gain some clock. This will set up a nice field goal attempt here, and it will be right down the middle. They push their lead up 27-3. And Auburn now at the 2-minute warning. This one looking all but over. They want the deep ball on 3rd down. It's incomplete, and now they're going to have to go for it again. 4th and 11. Empty set here for Auburn. Shepley to throw. Looks right side. This one should have been intercepted. It's incomplete, and that will do it. South Carolina wins 27-3 here at home against Auburn in what was an amazing game from the defense. If you remember last week, this defense just got slaughtered by Arkansas. And then this week they come out and just slam the door on Auburn, who just mustered only 116 yards of total offense. Crazy what 2 weeks can do. The best game for the defense. They honestly should have pitched a shutout because that only 3 points they got was off an interception on their own side of the field. Great game for the defense. Hats off to them. The offense played good enough. They just made too many mistakes, in my opinion, that the defense was able to correct. But a great game here. We moved to 7-2, and now we're 4-2, in the conference. We're looking pretty good, I should say. Angel Casey wins Defensive Player of the Week. This has become a natural occurrence now as he's putting together a heck of a season. As we'll look at the top stories, here's the Heisman Trophy race. Tyus Lewis of Iowa State in first. We'll see a couple of those players in a couple of weeks. Michigan State falls to Michigan. The Wolverines able to get the victory. We know Angel Casey's big performance in a big game, the Big 12 this week. Baylor and Iowa State. Your other scores on Thursday, Washington beats Illinois. Then Hawaii beats New Mexico by a touchdown. Getting into Saturday, Marshall with a Sun Belt victory over Troy. Kentucky bounces back by beating Arkansas, finally getting back in the win column. And then Ole Miss takes care of Vanderbilt 23-14. West Virginia will double up UConn in Big 12 play. Louisiana Monroe hangs up 55 on Coastal Carolina, while Toledo will double up Eastern Michigan. Also in MAC play, Buffalo over Miami, Ohio. As we head out to the Pac-12, Oregon State 17-12. They beat Fresno State. Stanford stays undefeated. Now they're up to number 9. The Cardinal finally getting the respect that they deserve. Oklahoma State over Cincinnati, and then Penn State dominates Nebraska. The Cornhuskers have free fallen after being ranked number 4. Arizona continues to dominate the state of Kansas, 26-20 over the Jayhawks, and then Northwestern with a close victory over Minnesota. The other Gamecocks, Jacksonville State doubles up Kennesaw State. Texas State with a close victory over Northern Illinois. Iowa State up to number 4. They beat BYU, while NC State, who we own a victory over, by the way, beats Boston College. They're ranked 7th. We should be ranked higher, in my opinion. Mississippi State over Oklahoma. Huge win for the Bulldogs, who are trying to actually push for an SEC title berth. Nevada beats San Jose State by a touchdown. Florida State drops another one to Utah. 2-5 in their Big 12 debut thus far. Colorado State beats UNLV. Alabama beats Florida. A week after they beat Georgia, they follow the Crimson Tide. The Gators, just something goes on when they go to Jacksonville. UTSA over Purdue in a rare non-conference game this late in the season. The same thing, North Texas beats Georgia Tech. Arkansas State beats Southern Miss. Clemson victorious over Pittsburgh. The Tigers are looking good late in the season. Baylor beats their rivals TCU, and then we see Wake Forest beat SMU by a touchdown. Staying in the ACC, we see Syracuse slaughter Virginia. And then a close one, Louisiana Tech beats Sam Houston by a point. And then college game day it was for the Paul Bunyan's Axe. Michigan was victorious. Appalachian State beats Liberty by a touchdown. UAB hangs up 51 on Memphis, while Duke escapes with a victory over Miami. The Hurricanes have fallen out of any sort of playoff contention. USC beats Iowa this week, and then Houston with a victory over UCF. Charlotte over South Florida. East Carolina also in the American knocks off Temple. LSU dominates Missouri. Tigers seem to be getting hot again. That is the LSU Tigers. While Oregon escapes in Rutgers 34-31 to hang on to that number 1 spot. South Alabama over Louisiana, and Western Kentucky has rejoined the top 25. I do think it is a little too late, but they get a victory this week. Tennessee will play next week, puts up 56. That is very scary to see. Wyoming beats UTEP in the Mountain West, and then back in the MAC, Central Michigan over Ohio. And UMass beats Bowling Green, a big win for the Minutemen. The Falcons were pushing up the top 25 no longer. The state of Kansas finally beats the state of Arizona. Kansas State beats Arizona State, and then Middle Tennessee State is victorious over New Mexico State. Sticking with the states, Ohio State loses to Wisconsin. Madison team gets it done. Tulsa over Navy, and then Colorado loses to Texas Tech. The Red Raiders could be for real this time. They sit 8-1. Here are your players of the week. We know it's Angel Casey. Rashawn Maples of UL Monroe had 3 touchdowns in the shellacking of Coastal Carolina, while your other SEC player of the week was Quentin Vallis of LSU. Here's a look at the top 25 in the college football playoff. A couple of tough teams going down. Stanford rising up, considering the only undefeated team. And we finally cracked the top 25, sitting at number 19, 7-2. And we sit 4-2 in the conference, and we have the fate in our hands. We actually have put together a good stretch here. As looking at the college football playoff, we are currently not in it. Only 2 SEC teams actually getting the berth right now. It's a little bit of a down year for the conference, and we'll see if we can take advantage. But we have a huge game in this upcoming week. We actually have a huge stretch of games. But let's take a look at some of the other top games this week. We'll see Iowa State Baylor. We touched on that one earlier. Wisconsin, fresh off a victory against Ohio State. They'll see if they can do it again as they play host to number 3 Washington. Nebraska looking to get back in the win column. They'll play host to number 12 Michigan State off a loss. And then number 19 South Carolina will play host to Tennessee, who just absolutely destroyed the Aggies at Kyle Field as they sit 7-3. Both these teams 4-2 in the conference. And Tennessee, despite their not being ranked, this is a very scary team. They're led by a Heisman Trophy candidate, Eric Blunt at quarterback. This team always has the skill positions under control, a great offensive line, a great defense. This is going to be a battle. Matter of fact, these next 3 games could be the most important games in our school's history. We play 3 teams who are really talented. Tennessee, Texas, and Clemson. The Orange Run. 3 teams who at the beginning of the season I thought were college football national champion contenders. But we got to win these games if we want to punch our ticket to the playoff. This is as close as we've been in quite some time. And we'll see if the Gamecocks can get it started at home next week under the lights against the Tennessee Volunteers. I cannot wait to get that matchup started. If you guys enjoyed this one, you can't wait for more, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.